Rita.
Quanta, what about the input of the Arab world? You mentioned Indonesia, other Muslim countries having some involvement as well in this peace deal. Tell me about how that was orchestrated to get the buy-in of the entire region in the Middle East, as well as Muslim majority countries like Indonesia, to ensure that this peace deal is enduring.
So first of all, credit has to be given to the Israel Defense Forces that have so vigorously restored their sovereignty, but they've also led to the collapse of the Assad regime and given Syria a chance, removed Hezbollah, straightened out Iran in a 12-day war, and really denied Iran almost all remnants of its proxies. I think the catalyst was just a month ago when Israel struck Hamas targets, Hamas negotiators in Doha. That was such a seismic shock to the Arab world, the GCC, and a recognition that this war could maybe involve other nations further afield that were so enraged at the plight of the Palestinians. And I think it's a little bit of a reality check in that way. We know Qatar is deeply allied with the United States, but it's just asked for its fighter pilots to be trained at an American base with fighter planes there, which to me indicates how vulnerable Qatar feels, as well as that bilateral agreement. President Trump has written an executive order to protect Qatar. So it's a lot of shattered nerves and a recognition that this has to be contained.
So, Quanta, is this kind of proof of Osama bin Laden saying that you always follow the strong horse? Has the Middle East changed where particularly the Saudis, but also Qataris and others have recognised that Iran is no longer the strong horse since their nuclear place was blown to smithereens? They now recognise that Trump and Israel together, combined, may be the strong horse, and maybe there's a realignment of Arab loyalties for the time being. Would that be a fair assumption?
It certainly seems to be that the return of robust, muscular American power is reassuring. Turkey itself wants massive trade deals with the United States, defense deals, lifting of sanctions, F-35s and Patriot systems. So there's so many ways to motivate it, as well as Turkey wants control and large influence over Syria. And I think that this is why this agreement is going to eventually come to fruition. It's much bigger than the future of Gaza, or even guaranteeing the genesis of a Palestinian state, which I do believe in for Palestinians that are not allied with Hamas, and I do think is needed for that region, because there's so much economic prosperity and security that could result. I believe we're going to see the Abraham Accords expand rapidly. I'm wondering if it could happen before the American midterms, which is next November, and certainly before the end of the American presidency. And I think it could even engage countries like Indonesia and Pakistan, which Pakistan is contemplating sending forces to help. Turkey and Pakistan, some of the most battle-hardened militaries in the Muslim world, big militaries, very experienced with extremists. And of course, Indonesia, knowing its own battles with Islamism, those would be great additions to the equation.
Dr. Quanta Ahmed, always terrific to chat to you. Thanks so much for staying up late there in New York and chatting to us, and we'll speak again soon. Thanks so much.